Testing, testing. Is the sound working now? I'll just wait for someone to jump in and they can tell me if there is sound again. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Community, total understands. Oh. Sorry. In-stream, edit. Testing, testing. Can anyone hear me? If you can, please let me know if the sound is working or not. Can you hear me, Hayden? Can you? Welcome, Hayden. Can you tell me if the audio is coming through? Thank you. Good man. Cheers. All right, guys. 2 days ago in the morning, I was hacked. Through my own stupidity, I was sent an email from a supposed advertising company wanting me to do some advertising. They sent me a zip file or a link to their contract and saying, please fill out the contract. So I opened it up. It was a download from Mega. Yeah, I got that, Mr. Bushman. Thank you. Hopefully you can hear me now, though. Hayden says the audio is coming through safe and sound, so hopefully that solved that issue. So yeah, I got hacked. What they did is they sent me an email posing as wanting to use my channel for advertising. I thought I'd have a look, see what went on. They sent me a link to a Mega download. It was 58 meg odd. Doesn't really matter the size. Told me to open up the file. Inside the file was the contract. I unzipped the file and there was a subdirectory called contract. Inside that was a contract.pdf.scr. It was a screensaver file, which seemed strange to me. I changed the end attributes to just a PDF, wouldn't open, and I believe that's what gave them the access in and hacked me. They took over and changed my recovery email, my phone number, all that shit. I had some, let's just say, some very stressful few hours. My wife managed to find someone else that it happened to very similar to me on a YouTube. I got hacked, and this is how I recovered my YouTube and Gmail and whatnot. Exactly the same circumstances as me. Downloaded a file, opened it, shouldn't have. So I fully accept it was my fuck up. I should never have opened that zip file in hindsight. As always, hindsight's 20/20. So what I did is I managed to get a hold of YouTube through Twitter. So I emailed at Team Twitter, at Team YouTube. So TEAMYOUTUBE at Team YouTube, and told them I'd been hacked. I also found an Indian Google email address with some Indian legal thing, but needless to say, it was an email to contact Google, so I sent it to them as well. The following day, I got sent a link from the YouTube team asking me to fill out this form. Now, the form isn't something I can print out. It's an online form. They wanted to know how many times I've wiped my ass each day. It was very thorough. You need to keep track of your URL of your channel, not just, you know, /channel, then the channel name. It has to be the actual digited URL code. Yeah, greetings, Dave. How are you, bro? So yeah, I got sent this thing. I filled out the huge form. A few hours later, they sent me an email to my secondary account, my PINAC NZ account, and then I was able to try logging in. This time when I used my password, it didn't tell me that it was the incorrect password. It let me go through, so that proved that I knew the previous password, but I couldn't get any further than that. And on the email they sent to me, they gave me the 1 or 2 or 3 different steps to try. I went through the steps, still couldn't gain access, so then you had to reply back to that email saying, you know, I still can't gain access, please escalate the claim. Then this morning I woke up and checked my emails, and there was a 7-day expiry email for me to reset my password on my main Google account. So I have now regained access to my Gmail, my Google Drive, which I pay monthly storage for. And much like the other person said, it's like getting your car that's been stolen back, and now you've got to clean out all the rubbish the fuckers left in there. The hacker went through, he changed the channel name, the channel icon, he deleted at least a month's worth of my videos from the 8th of December onwards. They've all been deleted, but not to worry, I have them all backed up on many different places and external hard drives, so they're all a lot smaller because I also use YouTube as a sort of compression tool. You can upload a 5 GB file of a 40-minute video with YouTube, and then when you download it to keep it safe, so to speak, it's always about a tenth or just over a tenth of the size of the original file. So it's really good if you want to zip and save space. So yeah, I do have all 3,000 plus of my videos from my 10 years of YouTube backed up and safe. The hacker, they had changed. Sorry, Hayden, I saw your question there. Yeah, I didn't find out who it was. They changed added a recovery email address as les whole heap of stars at ram few stars dot ***. So no, I don't know who it was that did it. Hopefully YouTube will find it. There are quite a lot of hackers out there, and they all seem to be promoting like Starnet or anything to do with Elon Musk, like the one that changed my channel called it Tesla Live. So yeah, I don't know who the hacker was. All I can say is after two days of pure hell, and it's like literally like having your child stolen. When someone like me who spent 10 years doing my videos, thousands and thousands of hours, it really does get you right where it hurts. You might want to say, oh, it's only a computer, it's only a channel, but when you spend as much time nurturing a channel as you do your own children, and I've got 3 kids, I nurture them just as much, then yeah. Oh, Hayden, you were recently talking to Arthur, were you? Oh, that's good. Yeah, his book is very interesting. It's really quite cool. Harry did that. We actually tried doing a promo video about Arthur's book a couple of years back, filming him inside Sylvia Park Mall in Auckland, and we had the security coming up and telling us we couldn't record, and me saying, "Can you please prove it?" There was quite a humorous one. That's probably still up there. But yeah, Arthur Taylor is a very, very knowledgeable and learned man. Between Arthur, my main man Brent Andrews down in Wellington, who really is a superstar as far as it comes to family court and law and that sort of thing. He's helped so many people get their kids back. And myself, I try and help anyone that wants to know more about the law. Yeah, yes, Hayden. Mike Bush does very much hate Arthur Taylor. But I'd like to say that's a respectful hate because yeah, Arthur doesn't really give a fuck about Mike Bush. But Mike Bush's ego has probably taken a battering from him over the years. He's always knocked him. In the many times that I've met Arthur personally and gone out for meals with him and stuff, he's always been a top-notch bloke. He doesn't mix words. He's like me. Don't fuck around. Just call a spade a spade. But yeah, Mike Bush, thank God he's fucking gone now. Mind you, Andrew's not much fucking better. Perhaps he'll resign with his cousin Jacinda. Let's hope. Yeah, Mike Bush doesn't like him much. Hey. Anyway, guys, so I wanted to keep this live chat just a little bit short. If you guys are interested in me doing more live streams, let me know. More than happy to help and interact with you guys more if you like it. But all I'd like to say first off is I will be making a video. Given the hassle and hell that I went through in the last 2 days, I will be editing up and making a video showing you the emails that were sent to me from YouTube and Google, showing you email addresses, because the one thing that amazed me with the whole Google and YouTube, there is no email way to contact them. So yeah, I have those email addresses now, and I will be publishing a video once I restore all the damage that the hackers have done to my channel. So you guys can will be good. so you guys can suss out how to do this if this ever happens to yourself. Yeah. As far as Tony's concerned, my mate Tony Adams, Tony bro, now that I have regained control to my email, I see you've sent me an email saying that the court date's changed. So I know that. We'll see you in April in Manukau now instead of March. So thanks, Hayden. You have a good day too, bro. I appreciate you jumping in. So yeah, I'll keep it short. I'm not too good with live broadcasts. I do a lot. Sorry, shit happens. But as far as the upcoming court case is concerned, I will make sure everybody is well informed. And anyone that wants to learn a bit of law and have any legal questions for me, I'm more than happy to give suggestions. I don't give advice. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give legal advice, but I can certainly suggest a lot of things. And given that I've had 2 wins. Oh, just in case you guys are curious as to what happened with my court case on the 27th, as far as that's concerned, if I can find it, I don't have it here. They, on the reserved decision for my court case that I went and had a whole lot of fun at court with on the 27th of January, they declined it. I was found and sentenced to $170 for the ticket and $30 court costs. So they basically said that the cop, old David Lee, had proven beyond a reasonable doubt that oh, you're standing in the park, Dave. Good on you, mate. Million standing in the park. Where's that, Dave? In England? Yeah, Liverpool, England. Oh, good man. Sweet. Well, to all of my UK supporters and whatnot, because I do comment on quite a few of you guys in your audits out there, hi. I'd love to hook up with you guys more and learn some more stuff. It would be very interesting. Always willing to learn. You learn till the day you die, and then you figure out, then you learn what death's like. So, yeah, that's all cool. So yeah, guys, I will make an explanation video, update all the infos, show you all how I managed to recover these things and the text of the emails that came from YouTube and Google and all of that, to help anyone else there that's been hacked and needs to know. So yeah, stay tuned on that video. Yeah, that's about it. As I was saying about my court case, they found in the police's favour. However, that's not going to stop me making an appeal. I have 20 days to file an appeal. So, oh, hey, Pania. I was just telling everybody how I got hacked, what to watch out for, and how I've managed to get my channel recovered. And so it took me basically 2 days to get my channel back after some dirty little scumbags hacked my channel and took over the channel, my Gmail, my Drive. They took over everything. So, Dave, we hold meetings. Chester is the powerhouse taking on schools and bailiffs. Excellent. Yeah, we had some fun with the bailiff. Me and my mate John Murphy had some fun with the bailiff, and that case got dismissed when we showed up to appear for the defended hearing. The police pulled what's called a Section 146 and withdrew the charges after John had them lingering over his head for a year and a half. Come the 11th hour, the police come in and withdrew everything and ran away with their tail between their legs. So yeah. So as far as they are idiots committing fraud, yes, they are, Dave. Yeah, as far as the court case is concerned, for my so-called alleged speeding ticket, the court decided that the cop saying he saw me in a 60k area, even though all of the evidence showed that the whole time I was in an 80, and he tried to say that my referencing to the speed camera operator's manual was to do with target vehicles, not him. Although if he'd turned the page, and I will be doing an appeal on it. So yes, you can appeal a speed ticket, which is what I'm doing. I'm not going to just take it and let it lie. We'll go for the appeal, and if that doesn't work, I'll then do a judicial review. But these were only justices of the peace presiding over this case, so they can only do as good as their knowledge. And JPs, although they appear nice on the stand, are complete muppets and know fuck all. And if Selwyn Hayworth is still the president of the Auckland JP Association, which is different from the New Zealand JP Federation, the Auckland JP Association is different. They're like their own club. So yeah, they're wankers too. But as far as Selwyn Hayworth's concerned, you're a prick. Yeah, I am, Pania. I am going to go back and get them. And no honour in court. I mean, everybody that's woken up and sort of like taken the blinders off and knows what the government and the court system and the judiciary is like, they will, yeah, they will be absolute assholes. It's only once you've gone through the system you realise how corrupt it is. And I've always said for many years, if you want justice, you've got to make it your damn self in New Zealand. And the only way to win in courts, I've found, and I've tried free man of the land stuff, and you know, I'm not knocking the Maori Rangers or their methods or anything like that, but the way I've won twice in January with Tony's cases was knowing their own rules better than they do. And this is how my mate Brent Andrews down in Wellington. Brent, yeah, thanks, I know. Cheers, appreciate that, Pania. My mate down in Wellington, who's become an absolute superstar as far as family court and kids being uplifted. He's helped and got his own granddaughter back after a 3-year battle. And he's not stopping. He's going to be going after the fucking judges when it's all said and done too, and holding them accountable. So they've created a monster with my mate Brent, and he knows the family court legislation, the OT, Care of Children Act. He knows all of those acts like the back of his hand. And you'll find with OT and in any government organisation, you might have an act that has 300 sections. They'll only use 3 or 4 sections of that act. They know fuck all about the rest of it because those are the only sections they're ever used to using. So when you walk in there and slap them with another 10 sections, which counts as them, they're fucked. They have no clue. So beating them at their own game, using their own rules on their own court is very satisfying, as Tony discovered in January. So yeah, it's you've got to keep going. I am not going to be shying down. I'm going to be increasing what I do this year and the following years. I'm not stopping. I will be, like I say, doing an appeal on the decision they made on me on the 27th of January for my speeding ticket. The transcript is coming. I've requested a full copy of the transcript, not just the judge's rendition of what happened, which is what I've been sent already. And they've really fucked up quite badly. The cops just countered my argument that he shouldn't have been operating his speed detection device within 250 meters of a reduced speed zone. They countered that by saying it only applies to stationary mode. Well, if they didn't turn the page to moving mode, it actually says all of those rules still apply. So they fucked up badly in that one, and I'm going to be enjoying handing their ass in the appeal. Do you know much about claiming majority? Are you newer videos on your backup account? No, but all of the videos that I uploaded everywhere are automatically synced to Odyssey and Rumble, I believe. So on Rumble and on Odyssey, In Justice We Trust and CKA, I'm sure you'll find them there. The links are in every description of my video. If you go to those channels, all of the ones that he's deleted are still up on Odyssey and Rumble. I also have BitChute as well. There's so many different, platforms. I find it a bit difficult to upload them all of the time to everyone, but no, my backup channel doesn't have them because my main channel is synced to Rumble and to Odyssey. So yeah, anything I've lost are still available there. But like I say, I will be uploading all of them again. The Pirates of the Shipping Lanes, LOL, yeah, Poolice, yeah, that's what I call them. Yes, they do play. Well, see, cops don't realise themselves. They've got 2 separate hats on. They're a constable, supposed to be upholding common law, and then they're a policy enforcement officer enforcing statutes. If anyone wants to, you can do the whole what's called a non-resident settler argument, where you look at the Imperial Laws Application Act, and Section 6A of that, and then you jump on to the Contract and Commercial Laws Act, Section 40, and then you jump on to the Public Trust Act, and then you use the Crimes Act, Section 240, gaining means through deception and misrepresentation. So there's lots of ways of, and I hear all these different ways from people. So all caps police, code for policy, not yet. Well, that's exactly right. It is Latin for policy. So yeah, you're not wrong. But then there's all these different people that want to argue what common law is too. Some people say, well, common law is case law. Well, no, it isn't. If all of those cases burned down tomorrow, common law will still exist. The Eskimos didn't write their rules down, but they knew if you fuck someone up, expect to be treated the same way back. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I've had this going for 20 minutes. If you guys are interested in me holding some more live chats where I can answer any questions you've got, and those sorts of things, I'm more than happy to do. I might set up a time and do it a little ahead of, schedule it as opposed to just going live off the cuff like I have this morning. Can we, when using their own rules of the sea and land of the dead? Yes, you can. I have won several cases using their own rules against them. And it's simple stuff like for Tony, he wasn't provided a witness list. Under New Zealand law, Criminal Disclosure Act 2008, Section 12(2)(a) means that if they've got witnesses, you're supposed to be given a witness list. Otherwise, how can you, how can you create your own defence without knowing what witnesses are coming or statements from those witnesses? So yeah, simple things like for a speeding ticket, they just supplied the normal certificate of accuracy, the photos, all the yada yada, the logbook, the competency of the police officer. They send you all of those documents, but they forget one thing: a witness list. And so all you've got to do is file an application for stay and discharge under Section 147 of the Criminal Procedure Act 2011, and you can get it withdrawn on the grounds that they haven't secured or kept up with their obligations under disclosure, and they have no pot to piss in. With one in Hamilton, the cops said they can't defend themselves against my application. So that was it. Sounds like the storm is starting to kick up. Old Hurricane Gabrielle is kicking off really well here today. We've had a lot of rain last night on Saturday night. It's now Sunday midday, just after midday. So yeah, the winds are kicking in. Our worst days apparently are going to be tomorrow and the next day. So everyone in New Zealand or in Auckland, North Island, that's going to be copping this weather, my heart goes out to you. Secure, batten down the hatches, guys. Secure shit that can be blown away. And you'll be right. Yeah, we are, Hayden. We're in for bad weather. And yes, we very much, Dave, learn from each other. And Pania, yes, cause and nature of the proceedings, Section 25A. Also, it might be 25A or 24A of the Bill of Rights Act. You're absolutely right. You need to be fully and fairly informed of the cause and nature of the proceedings to respond. Cops do things like not even writing legal provisions on the charging document, which makes it an invalid charging document and void. It's fraud upon the court. And yeah, learning from each other. Me and Brent tend to bounce off a lot because I've done a lot more on the criminal side of things. He does family court, and between us, we're somewhat of a force to be reckoned with. In fact, Brent was in a court case just last week helping out another gentleman, and the judge was absolutely reaming Orangatamariki and Crown Counsel a new asshole because she knows that Brent knows his stuff, that Brent might know 50 sections of the law, whereas they use their 5 sections of that same act, sort of thing. So yeah, he was getting compliments left, right and centre from the judge, pointing out to OT that their lawyers are actually acting in bad faith, opening up Section 272 of the Lawyers and Conveyances Act 2006, where if you can prove a lawyer's acted in bad faith, you can sue them. So yeah, it's really good. Dunedin has sun today, 25 degrees. You lucky fucking bastards. Good old Dunedin. I'm a Timaruvian born and bred, so I know Dunedin quite well. Timaru, Christchurch and Dunedin. Timaru is about 2 hours north of Dunedin and about an hour and a half south of Christchurch. And As Vegas is halfway between Timaru and Christchurch, or Ashburton, should I call So yeah, it's a great place. Do you get to talk to Romilly, and is Roan out of prison yet? I do not know. I know that one friend of ours has just been released out of prison, and yet he wants to slip straight back into doing free man of the land stuff. And we got him out by using their own rules, and then he wants to do the backtrack. Here's a golden rule, guys: do not mix jurisdictions. You cannot cross-pollinate jurisdictions. It doesn't work. What you've got to know is their rules, because that's the game they're playing. It's like, I'm not going to go and learn a heap of fucking rugby rules and then kick a round ball around on a soccer field and say, hey, Dave, why aren't I winning? It's because I'm not playing the same game. And it's all I can say. Yeah, exactly, mate. Dave, you're dead right. It's oil and water. You do not mix them. So if you're going to get dragged in through your person or your persona to play this character as the defendant, just like they're acting as prosecutor and acting as the judge, they're all actors in a game. So yeah, don't mix jurisdictions. If you're going to play their game, learn their rules. Criminal Procedure Act 2011, Criminal Disclosure Act 2008. All of these things are very, very handy to know. And of course, if you don't know your rights, you don't know what you can enforce and stand up and protect. Oh, Mr. Bushman, Timaru's your hometown. Yeah, born and bred there, mate, for 22 years or 23 years. I left Timaru and came up to Christchurch, and then I ended up in Auckland, and I've been here ever since. So yeah, although I don't live in Auckland, so to speak. I'm surrounded by market gardens and fields. I don't have neighbours. I could throw a cat and not hit one, put it that way. So yeah, Timaru's a real neat place, you know. A lot of my family was in with the road knights, and down there we had the road knights and the devil's henchmen, all with their little gang fights and stuff. It was hysterical. But I think the road knights have calmed down a bit more in their olden days. Apparently there's more, you know, like street kids gangs that are there these days, as opposed to motorcycle clubs. What are we saying? He who does not know his rights has none. That's exactly right. 351 Cleveland, how are you, brother? We only rights when the police feel like we. Yeah, well, you know, my father told me when I was a wee whippersnapper, you know, scone grabber, 7, 8 years old. Dad told me you don't have any rights in New Zealand unless you're arrested. And I never quite grasped what he meant by that until until I started learning the law, which was when I hit 40, 10 years ago. So, hard wee town back in the 70s, and fucking oath it was, bro. Yeah, Timaru's still a hard wee town, although I was down there a couple of years ago to help mum and dad. They live down in Pariora, just over the Pariora Bridge, and my sister lives in Pariora as well. So, yeah, Pariora, don't blink, you miss it. So, yeah, it's a real, like, I loved it. I used to do the milk round, and after school I used to do the paper run, do the press run in the morning. So I was up at 5 delivering papers, do school, and then do a 2-3 hour milk round at night time. Because back in those days, if you wanted money, you had to fucking earn it. These days, these new generation millennials are all got their hands out saying, why aren't I allowed it instead? You know, it's a different way. It's that old thing where you hate your parents when you're a kid, and then when you grow up to be a parent, you understand why your parents acted the way they did and did the way they did. I mean, granted, alcoholism and that's not allowed, but or the abuse that most alcoholics do to their wife and their kids, you know, but you've still got to understand why some of the rules were there. So yeah, it was a very hard town, Timaru. I'm not too sure what it's like now. I don't know if Timaru is still the herpes capital of New Zealand. I'm not sure if that's the story, but Timaru is just like a small version of Hamilton, um, as far as hooligans and loons are concerned. Well, back in my day, yeah. Anyway, guys, let me know if you guys wish to do another live broadcast. Oh yeah, propriety estoppel, also preclusionary estoppel, or estoppel by preclusion. A lot of the times cops will take you to court and they will bring up your criminal or traffic history. Well, if you've already been found guilty or sentenced for a previous criminal conviction, they can't use that to sway influence in the current thing. It's called a preclusionary estoppel, or estoppel by preclusion, which stops them from bringing up any of your history and only dealing with the matter before the courts at the time. Yeah, no, preclusion, P-R-E-clusion. All right, like inclusion, but it's preclusion. Okay, it's preclusionary estoppel. So yeah, I get that. Yeah, perclusion. No, that's not the right spelling. Um, Again, on my legal templates folder that are on the links of all my videos, if you go into the legal templates folder, I'm constantly updating and putting in new stuff into the case law, the templates, all those sorts of things to help you guys out. So yeah, if you have any email things, feel free to email me on my CKA email address. Again, links in the description, and I'm more than happy to talk you through it and help it further. But as it stands, it is now just after 12:30, so I'm going to shoot off and make sure my family's fed and got their lunch. And yes, I'm kitchen bitch. I'm also the laundry bitch and every other bitch. You get that when you build your own house. Whenever something goes wrong, you get called upon to fix it. I was arrested in cuffs, taken to Manukau Hub, 40-minute drive, for not wearing a helmet while riding a push bike. But when I get violently assaulted, they do nothing. That's right, 351 Cleveland. Try getting a copy of the detention footage. Do an RFI form, a request for information form. That's in the Google Drive. A lot of them will say, well, you haven't followed the right procedures. You haven't done an IPCA complaint, which we all know is fucking useless 99% of the time. So yeah, the cops will go overboard. So that's why I've never had a problem challenging something as pathetic as a speeding ticket or a parking ticket. It's like, how tyrannical are they going to act in response? The answer is as hard as they can, because it's all fear-based. I always walk into court these days with a huge smile on my face, saying, are we going to have fun today, people? They're not used to someone with a chipper attitude and who's happy to be in court. Whereas to me, it's like any other fucking sports game. You go there to purely enjoy yourself. So, yeah. Love you, bro. Have a good day. Yep. Thanks, Parnia. Appreciate it too. I hope all's going well for you. Again, feel free to email me, guys, if you have any questions. I'm going to fuck off ski and go and feed my family some lunch, and I will catch up with all of yous later. No, I'm not calling you a you. All of you marvelous, wonderful individuals, all of you members of mankind out there. I'm not going to insult you and call you a human, because a hue is a color or a tint or a hue. So are you a color of man? Are you a hue man, or are you a man? Yes, it's a semantical argument, but it does make sense. And when you start having semantical arguments with cops, you can have some fun with it. So anyway, yep. Good night, Dave. I hope you have fun over in Liverpool, bro. Cheers for jumping in. And to everyone else out there, yeah, full of wit and sarcasm. Sarcasm is the body's desire to choke the living shit. Oh, no, sorry, that's stress. Stress is the body's desire to choke the living shit out of the asshole that's annoyed you, whereas sarcasm is it's on my t-shirt. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I can't remember what the phrase was for sarcasm, but anyway. Bye, guys. I hope you all have a good day. If you're in Auckland and the North Island, batter down the hatches, mate. The storm's coming. It's blowing a gale here at the moment. So, yeah. I'm north of Auckland, about half an hour north of Central City, or northwest. Call me a Westie. It's the nearest, closest thing to a South Islander or a mainlander. I hate all these pig islanders up here. Fucking crazy. Anyway, bye, guys. Much love to you. See ya.